I go by the name of Arcadia, and this piece is untitled. Completely forgotten my first line. Oh yeah, all right. I take 3 grams of freedom and do lines of myself. Consciousness is my wealth. I use consciousness for my health. Cold showers at 5 a.m. freezes up my freedom. Feeding dopamine, meaning I'm leaning away from just being, breathing, seasoning months of a monk's eye. Never salty, just fried. My spare bars are an enemy's best wet dream, but there's no enemy in this scene. Making venues flammable like my saliva's fueled with kerosene. When you see poetry in everything, it's hard to whittle it down to one piece. When you see poetry in everything, it's hard to whittle it down to one piece. My whole life I was made to believe I was thick when I wasn't. Now experience poetry is available to a child in you. I'm here to make you feel something. Does it feel like you're bluffing? I'm in a field blushing around roses. I can't afford to not give myself these flowers. Hours I've been sat coward listening to my spirit get devoured. But not anymore though, there's power in these lyrics. Power in these physics. I shower with these stitches, tower in these bridges as I watch myself rebuild them. Healed men seal 10 regrets of a closed chapter. Sat captured, listening to Jan Baxter. I manufacture what I manually fracture and watch as the bones build blood back with no bank needed. Just heavy artillery guarding an arsenal like a trophy that means things, but substance is subjective. My crush is intention, I lust for invention. The sum of all protection is a love of my connection to all things wordy. Curvy like clay is but an art form like biology. I'm not looking for stardom, I'm just interested in astronomy. I don't want to feel spaced out anymore, I used to run rings around myself. There was love lost on crushed rocks, that stuff got me on a diet of depression. But time is a lesson. Describing a blessing had me scribing a message, investing in my exit. Now I get caught in a sentence, haunting the west wing of my mind because that prison is dead to me. Thoughts ain't my spirit. Entangled with these digits. I was never turned on by figures, just turned on by figures. Sat back with a backstrap back that acts as my first lady of love. My 8th string quartet resurrector. Mess protector, sex injector, stress investor, head-to-head connector. I found out what it's like to like me, which isn't really like me. And when I step outside the comfort zone, see more than just being a couple hundred bones. I paid back the debt of regret and everything makes sense to a head of contentment. I'm so ahead of these realms, I invent invention, pushing heartache into melodies. You find yourself in synergy when you're able to access infinity. Accessing the ability to tamper with calligraphy as I pamper the kid in me. See, I'm on a thrilling spree. Killing these imageries that just want to pick at me. Time to tick off parasites that just want a bit of me. Society has us born into being a sellout. Working a 9 to 5 is only dead out if you ain't got a plan in place, but it's nothing like everything. Taking medicine for a sedative, but it's not like they said it is. I'm just sending messages for us to understand what our head does give, and then we live with an idea of ourselves. An idea of a world that works well, so when it doesn't, it falls apart and cuts us in half. Contradiction controls behavior whilst we label ourselves a contrast, addicted to now because I struggle to find it. In time with numbers, you can count on infinity. Sometimes I can just hear this. It's weird, it's like there's already poetry written inside my head. Poet in a past life, I guess. I'm lucky to be born again as me. But I still see triggers everywhere like I'm plotted up in a gun shop. The fun stops when the fun rots holes in your nose and starts to resemble some gunshots, wounded by feeling too much. Devils divide drugs and kids want to mirror it. Sit witnessing their privilege as their childhood diminishes, figuring out why these buzzes take charge of their parents, or is that just my upbringing? I don't think it is. And I don't think it quits. Now resentment reacts like it actually gives two shits. Fake emotions want to play father at Christmas. No wonder the thought of fathoming a family scared the fucking life out of me. Being hooked on the worst type of cycle practically scared a fucking bike out of me. Losing the will to live had me turning to spoken word. I used to be scared of the wind and rain until I turned and spoke to earth. And this is what it said. I am a poem life writes, and my story is still yet to be told. I catch a glimpse of my wings and watch myself let them unfold. I am my own trophy. Love, life, and light, people. Thank you.